Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Sunday, April 14th, Major League Baseball slate, full slate of games going on. Just a reminder, if you're new to our show, first of all, welcome, and second of all, we fade or follow four teams: Cubs, Dodgers, Royals, and Orioles. I know we stay in those four games, and that's where we make our bets. I'll give you some leans on the rest of the games on what we'd be looking at, but that is where we do stay in those, and we do stay in our lane, so to speak. It's been profitable for us years just to focus on four teams. There's so many baseball games going on. I don't have a statistician team of 50 to keep track of everything, so just with me, myself, and I doing research and stats and everything, four is where the comfortable number is, and that's where we've continued to stay for years, and it's been profitable. So we'll get into the slate here for Sunday morning, the 14th here. So first game up out of the chute, we're going to have it 10:36 out here in Phoenix, so 1:36 Eastern time. Pirates, Phillies, game 3 of the set. Should be a pretty barn burner here in Keller and Wheeler pitching in this particular one. Wheeler, huge. They're a big favorite here, about $1.80 favorite. Pirates played them tough, though. Total at 8.5, so if anything, we would be looking at the under in that Pirates and Phillies game. Next game up, same time frame, 10:36 out here in Phoenix, 1:36 Eastern. Angels, Red Sox, Bello versus Tim Anderson. And in this game, I'd be going the total opposite of the first game. Two really good pitchers, two pitchers. Total at 9.5 in that game. We'd be all over the over in that Red Sox-Angels matchup in that one there. Next game up we are on, that's going to be Brewers and Orioles. Corbin Burnes versus Colin Ray. Orioles around $1.90 favorite, and the reason is Burnes. He has pitched like an ace so far this season. Colin Ray had a few nice starts, no question about it. The Brewers have put up, I believe, right around 20 runs plus so far in the first two games of this series. I don't know if the bats can sustain that for a third game. Don't expect them to against Burnes. To be really honest here, if Burnes gives up more than two, I'll probably be shocked anyway in this one. We'll give you all the bets that we have here for the Orioles-Brewers game. So let me get those to you. So Orioles money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Orioles over the team total. Orioles minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Colton Cowser, number one pick a few years back. Home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ total bases. And Gunnar, why don't you start hitting damn Henderson? Gunnar Henderson, home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ total bases. So one more time, Brewers-Orioles matchup. Orioles money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Orioles over the 4.5 team total. Or I'm sorry, it might be 3.5. It's not posted as of yet, but we're going to take, if it's 3.5 or 4.5, we're over the team total. Orioles minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Colton Cowser, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ total bases. Gunnar Henderson, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 2+ total bases, and 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Next game up on the board, we're going to be looking at here is going to be the Rockies at the Blue Jays. Berrios versus Freeland. I hate laying 240 with the Blue Jays in any matchup whatsoever, but they are a 240 favorite roughly in this game. Total around 8.5. The Rockies are bad. Freeland's bad. Even though it's Dog Sunday, I'd still have to leave it. I'd still have to lay it to 240 with the Blue Jays. If you're just playing the Rockies in this one, it's just because you're playing the dog for Dog Sunday, because there's nothing that handicap-wise to tell you that the Rockies should win this game. Next game up, Marlins at the Braves. What do we got this one at? 10:41 out here in Phoenix. So what's that? That is 1:41 Eastern time. Charlie Morton, Jesus Luzardo. Morton and the Braves about $1.46 favorite. I'll be really honest with you here. I think Luzardo can hold this offense down for the Braves a little bit. I'd play the dog here in this particular matchup and getting plus 124. Marlins at home. Braves are in a little bit of funk right now. Might as well ride out the funk as long as we possibly can. We'd be laying it with taking the good juice, the good plus money with the Marlins. Next game up, Yankees Guardians. Yankees $1.38 favorite heading into for the final game of the series against Cleveland. Logan Allen, Nestor Cortez pitching. We'd be on the Guardians in this particular one. We're recording this on Saturday, and right now Tristan McKenzie's getting shelled. I don't know. The Yankees looks like they could possibly win both ends of the doubleheader. Don't know if they can sweep this, but on Dog Day Sunday, I think the Guardians offensively don't have the firepower to match with them, but definitely can pitch better than Nestor Cortez and the Yankee bullpen. Next game up, same time, 10:41, 1:41 Eastern time. Twins, Tigers, Jack Flaherty, Bailey Ober. It's real simple in this one. Lay the 112 with the Tigers. He's getting killed all season long. There's no reason to back the Twins. The Twins did explode for 11 runs in one game. Of course, took a 3-run error and a 3-run home run that a position player gave up for 6 of those runs. So we'd still roll with the Tigers in that particular one on that one. Next game up, same time frame, 10:41 out here in Phoenix, 1:41 Eastern time. Royals, Mets, battle versus Cole Reagans. Reagans is the ace for the Royals. That's why they are $1.24 favorite. He has pitched fantastic in 3 games, and yet he's 0-1. Welcome to the Royals bullpen. This one here is pretty simple for us. Reagan, the better pitcher and the better hitting lineup so far this season. We got to roll with that. We'll take the Royals in this one. So Royals-wise, money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Royals over the team total. Royals minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bobby Witt over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases. 3+ total bases, 2+ hits, homer, double, all the usual stuff for us there on Bobby Witt. MJ Melendez is the next one, home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, over total bases. And possibly have a couple of Reagan's props in there as well, just nothing announced as of yet. So we'll be interested in strikeouts and innings pitched. If it's strikeouts are somewhere 6 or 5, we'll go over. And if innings-wise, if somewhere under the 18 outs, because we think normally he pitches a really strong 6 innings. So one more time in this Royals-Mets matchup, Royals money line, Royals money line, run line minus 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Royals over the 3.5 team total. Royals minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bobby Witt over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits, homer, and double. MJ Melendez, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases. And like I said, probably a couple pitcher props in that one. If not, we'll probably have a couple more hitter props, maybe Bobby Witt or MJ Melendez. So make sure you do check out the Google Sheets at the end of every show. As we get closer to game time, you'll see those bets updated. Next game up on the board. Let's get to it, right? So we've got Giants and the Rays. Giants scored a buttload. Blake Snell going for the Giants, $1.20 favorite on the road against Tampa Bay. I'd say you'd have to lean it with the Giants here. I'd be really honest with you. I might take the under 8. Sounds like a pretty solid play as well, depending on who the Rays are going to march out there, but on that one there. But we'd probably be looking at the Giants and maybe under 8 total. Next game up, 11-11 out here in Phoenix, so 2:11 Eastern time. Nathan Eovaldi and the Rangers going to playing the final game in Houston. Christian Javier as a favorite. We never like him as a favorite. He's a $1.26 favorite in this one. Houston bats finally woke up a little bit. That does make it a little bit scary. In fact, in this game, we'd be looking at the total in this one of 9 and playing the over there. Next game up, same time, 11-11, 2:11 Eastern. Reds, White Sox. White Sox, no shocker, not favored here. We got Graham Ashcraft and Soroka pitching for the White Sox. Reds, $1.76 favorite on the road. I'm I'm not saying that the Reds or the White Sox are going to win. I just think they might keep this game tight and put some runs up. It is Dog Sunday for a reason. So if we were playing in this one, we would lean once again probably to the over in this matchup at 8.5. Next game up, A's at home for the final game of the set against the Nationals. What do we got? 108 out here in Phoenix, so 408 Eastern. A's are $1.26 favorite going against Trevor Williams against Alex Wood. Total of 8 in this one. We would lean A's in this particular direction. I think the Nationals have gotten a couple lucky wins out here, so we'd lean back towards the A's. And then we've got Cardinals. We got Cardinals and the D-backs. And for some reason, FanDuel's got the pitchers wrong here, so let's take a look here. It's going to be Mikolas versus Zach Gallen in this one. Pretty easy decision there. We definitely lean with the D-backs. Zach Gallen pitched pretty well so far. Mikolas obviously has not, so that's the way we would lean there. And then we get to the 111 out here in Phoenix, 4:11 Eastern time. Cubs, Mariners. Mariners $1.46 favorite with Luis Castillo pitching against Javier Assad. And Castillo, I can't believe it, has looked like absolute dog doo-doo so far this season. Total at 7.5. It is Dog Sunday. And I mean, even if it wasn't Dog Sunday, I still like the way Castillo's been pitching. We still like the Cubs here. We'll take them take the plus money and run with that. So Cubs money line plus 1.5, minus 1.5, minus 2.5 on the run line. Cubs over, it should be 3.5 team total. Cubs plus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. And Nico Hoerner's had not a great season so far, but good success against Castillo. So we'll take Hoerner for a home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over total bases, 2+ hits, and 3+ total bases. Suzuki, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So one more time in this Cubs-Mariners matchup, Cubs money line plus 1.5, minus 1.5, minus 2.5 on the run line. Cubs over the 3.5 team total. Cubs plus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Nico Hoerner, homer, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Seiya Suzuki, home run, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, over 1.5 total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Last game on the board, Sunday Night Baseball as well. We've got Padres and Dodgers. What a shocker. We have Dodgers for Sunday Night Baseball. I'd have never guessed. Right? Who would have guessed that one? Coming to the end of a 3-game set. Friday night was a wild one, 8-7. We're recording this a little bit before the Saturday game starts. But a wild one there, wild Soul Series. The teams play relatively close. Normally the Dodgers edge them out by like a game or two, maybe for the year-long series, but they normally play pretty tight games here. We are taking the Dodgers, even though Paxton's pitched really well. Darvish, I don't think he's pitched well at all. The only reason that his ERA is not like 7 is because he had like 4 innings in Seoul that were scoreless. That helped him out a bunch. But he's been all over the place, giving up runs right and left. So we'll take the Dodgers in this scenario and hope Darvish continues pitching like he has been. So Dodgers money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over their team total, minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings as well as for the Dodgers. And then Ohtani, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. And Teoscar Hernandez, hit homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So one more time in that Dodgers-Padres Sunday Night Baseball matchup, Dodgers money line, minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over the 4.5 team total, over their team total. It might be more than likely it's 4.5. If it's 3.5, we're going to smash it. But more than likely it's 4.5. Dodgers minus a half a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Ohtani, double, homer, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Teoscar Hernandez, homer, double, over hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. So I've mentioned this before, but at the end of every show that we do, there will be a link in the comments section to our Google sheet. It's docs.google.spreadsheet and a bunch of other stuff behind it. You can link in, see a ledger of all of our bets that we just went through. You can look at any sport that we got going on. So currently, like basketball, the Masters, all that kind of stuff, all those bets going on as well. So feel free to check those out when you have some time. Also, you can find those Google Sheets on our channel on YouTube or channel on TikTok. Both of them are there in the website portion as well. So feel free to check that out. We want everybody to be able to see what we're doing, how we're doing, what's going on, what bets we got, what juice we like it at, or, how many units we wagered on it. So feel free to check those out. We are a volume better, so it is hard to follow along with all the bets that we do. So having that reference guide like the Google Sheets is important, I believe. So make sure you check that out when you get some time. And as always, if you can subscribe to get notifications to us, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok, it makes life really simple to find us once you subscribe on YouTube or you hit that follow button on TikTok. And it makes it really easy to find us in your followers or in your subscriptions tab. And if you want to make life even simpler, turn on the notifications for that social media channel. Every time Sports Bets for Free drops a new episode of Bets, you'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know we got one there, give you plenty of chances, plenty of time and chance to match them up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.